Da 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 ba da 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 da. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Beyond the BS podcast, episode 2, numero dos, baby. Ready to get in this. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you've had an absolutely amazing day, an absolutely amazing week. And yeah, I hope you're excited. I'm ready to get back into this, ready to get back to it. I've really been waiting for this all week because it's exciting. I love it. I have fun with it, so it's like the peak of my week. But we're back. Um, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode. It's gonna be a little less story driven, but I've got some juicy current events we're gonna get into. So that's pretty much gonna be the main part of this whole episode. But yeah. So episode 1 is out. It's officially out. It's going. It's doing good. It's doing good. We're currently on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So if you guys are listening on one of those, that's awesome. If you want to hit that subscribe button on YouTube or leave us a rating on Apple Podcast or Spotify, that'd be awesome and much appreciated. So yeah, let's get into the episode. Let's see what we got here. So I got I've got a couple little stories here just to tell you guys about. So first off, if you're watching on the YouTube, you could probably or you can obviously see this, but I'm currently wearing these pink glasses right here. And I made a TikTok about this, made a video about it. Um and so there's a little story about this. So they are first off they're blue light glasses. They're blue light glasses and some of you may be saying, okay, you know, um, there's really not any evidence to show that blue light glasses work, and actually, that's why people stopped like using them. That's a good point. That is a good point, and I hear you. I do. But I wanted to give them a try. I wanted to give them a try because I've had some lovely headaches lately. So I was like, you know what? Let's give them a try. And so what happened was I'm at Walmart. I went to Walmart and I'm doing some grocery shopping just normally, whatever, no problem. And what always happens though, this is why I don't need to go to the store. This is really the problem, and I need to really fix this. So when I go to the store, I do my shopping. And then when I get done, I'm like, okay, let's just take a little lap around the store. Let's just do a little lap around the store and just see what's out there. Get a little feel for the waters, see what's going on. So I did that, and I just came across these glasses, which I had seen before. I'd seen them like 3 times before when I was in there doing my shopping, and I was like, dang, man, they're really just looking at me. Like, they just want me to buy them. And, like I said, I bought them to help my headache. So that's really how I sold them to myself. I was like, you know what? You got headaches. It's really a health problem. So you should buy them. You should buy them. So I did. They were only $4.50. They're $4.50. It's not a big purchase. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to buy them. Now, where I kind of got blindsided here was I bought them, and it's been a few days now. I've been wearing them around the house. When I use my computer, when I'm watching videos, playing games, whatever. And when I bought them, I thought they were clear. I thought they were clear glasses. I didn't think they had any color to them. And you may be watching, and you're probably like, you're kind of an idiot. You're kind of an idiot because they are very obviously pink. So for those of you listening that can't see, I'm wearing some pink glasses right now. Um, but when I bought them, I thought they were clear. And when I made my TikTok in the video about this, I realized I forgot to mention that I'm colorblind. So there is a reason. I'm not just mentally insane, which I think most people may have thought when they saw that video, if they don't actually know that I'm colorblind. They probably saw that and just thought that I'm mentally insane and I may have a few problems. That's beyond the point, though, because I'm clearing it up now. I'm cleaning it up now. I'm colorblind. Okay, so when I bought them, I thought they were clear, and I still think they're clear. I can't see any color on them, and that's the problem. So how I found out though was I was FaceTiming my mother, and she answers the phone and she's like, "Oh my gosh, those glasses are so cute. They look so good." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, thanks. I got them to try and help with my headaches, um, to try and help with that." And she's like, "Oh, that's great. Do you know that they're pink?" I, I'm like, so what? I'm sorry, what? She's like, "Yeah, they're pink. Now they look good. They're good. They look good, but they're pink." And I was like, "Oh." Okay, and then my Grammy was with her, so my Grammy's behind her. She's like, "Oh, he's colorblind. He couldn't see it." And yeah, well, yeah, yeah, I couldn't tell. And for those of you that aren't colorblind, obviously throughout my life, I've had situations like this. I've had things that occur that happen where I'm like, okay, I'm that kid in, elementary school or kindergarten or whatever, when they say, "Oh, here, let's paint some trees," and then I paint the tree blue, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, well, he may not make it out of the first grade, but okay, yeah, we're here now." But I've obviously had some instances like this, and when you get to the point where I am now, and you're older, and you're just like buying things like this, and you're like 100% certain. You're like, "Yeah, the clear glasses, they look good." And then you find out they're pink, which, let's just get this off the table now. It's fine to wear pink. Guys can wear pink, no problem. That's not the problem here. Like, it's 2022, okay? There's a lot more going on than guys wearing pink. That's not the problem. Where the problem occurs is me just like, it's like a betrayal from myself. It's like, it's like I've been betrayed by myself. My eyes have betrayed me and I didn't even know it. That's the problem. That's really where I'm at. And that's really what just like, takes me out. That's what blindsides me and just boom. So, yeah, that's the story with the glasses. It's interesting. Um, you know, Being betrayed by yourself is never good. It's never good. It's never fun. But I'm still rocking them. As you can tell, I'm gonna rock with them. I think they look good. Obviously, I still think they look clear, like I said. So I really don't know what you guys think. But you know what? I'm gonna rock with the pink, and you can get over it, and I'm gonna get over it. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna rock with the pink. Um, but yeah, that's the story with the glasses. I just wanted to let you guys know that. And yeah, now you all know that I'm colorblind. So if you do see any other stupid things that happen, like, I don't know, maybe this colorful prime line here, it all gets switched up one day, and then everybody's like, your line's not organized anymore, and I'm like, oh, well, I can't even see the colors, so who knows? But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Also, this just popped in my head talking about the prime line. We have the Polaroids up here, so we have episode 1, and then I took this just took this one for episode 2. Um, and yeah, I don't know what the actual plan is with them yet. I kind of just threw them in the frame with Michael. So, yeah, I don't know what we're going to actually do. I'm just throwing them in the frame for now. We can come up with something. But, yeah, so we got that going. And, yeah. So, I don't know. What are we going to go into? What do we got here? I mean, there's a few things. So, like I said, my stories aren't going to be massive like they were in the last episode. But we'll just jump into one here. We'll jump into a little story. So I was at work the other day, and this isn't really a bad story. It's like I just was like, I saw this old man. He was an absolute genius. Like, it was amazing to watch. So I'm in the main area helping a customer, right? And I see this little dog just bolt past the window, and I'm like, okay, little dog running around the parking lot, whatever. I guess it doesn't matter, whatever. I finish helping the customer, and then I go to look like out the window, see what's going on, and I see this little dog, tiny little dog, okay, just like running big laps around the parking lot, and there's a truck that's like chasing after it. And my first thought was, okay, I their dog got out, and they're trying to chase it, and now they're just driving in laps around the parking lot. Um, I don't know. Maybe you could just get out and grab it. I don't know. But now they're just driving in laps. But what I found out was what was actually happening was this was an old man. It was an old man who I assume just like can't, get around as much as he used to. So he came up with a genius plan to walk his dog while he's in his truck. So he's just driving laps around the parking lot, chasing his dog, and so he's walking his dog, but he's not walking. That's amazing. Like that is genius level stuff right there. And I'm gonna be honest. When we were watching this, me and my coworkers were watching this. For me, at least, the risk factor was a little bit high because, like I said, the dog was tiny. I mean, it was pretty small. Well, I mean, it was like probably close to teacup size. It was a tiny, tiny, tiny little dog. And obviously he's driving in a big truck. And there was a small moment in time when we're watching this where my man decided to pull like a little U-turn real quick, and the dog disappeared for a second. It disappeared for like 2 seconds, and everybody's hearts dropped to the floor because we thought the man had just ended his dog. We thought, splat, the dog was gone. Luckily, it wasn't. I guess it was just like hiding behind a tire on the other side. I don't know. But luckily it wasn't, and it came around. But this is where it got even better because they're done with their walk now. And the old man just opens up his door, and this tiny little dog just like levitates 4 feet into the air straight into the man's lap. Okay? It was amazing. And it was great. It was great to see. It really just, like I said, the man's a genius. It's good to see. That was just a short little story for you guys. Um, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool to see. So that was my short little story. And then going off that, because that just reminded me talking about dogs. I actually was just told this morning by my brother. Um, so back home we've got two dogs. We got a like a pit bull mix and then a little wiener dog. And what I was told last night was that my brother went to take our bigger dog, our pit bull, outside to go to the bathroom. So it's late at night. He's taking him out to go to the bathroom. And I guess what happened was he kind of just like bolted off. And we have a fence, so it's closed in. It's closed in. It's not like he's gone. But he like bolted around the corner into the darkness. And then my brother hears a bunch of growling and like some fighting going on. And so he freaks out, and he thought our dog was dead. So he thought our dog had just been mauled to death, and he decided to run. So he abandoned our dog. Strike one. Strike one right there. So he sprints upstairs and gets my Grammy. My brother and sister are staying with my Grammy right now at the house when my parents are out of town. So he goes and wakes up my Grammy to try and figure out what's going on. And so they come down, and crazy enough, our dog, his name's Titus, had gotten in a little little boxing match with a raccoon. He wasn't dead, thankfully. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who I would have taken in that fight. Pitbull versus raccoon. It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight. Obviously, I didn't get to see the raccoon. I actually didn't get to see my dog either, so we don't know how either one ended up. But little boxing match in the backyard last night with the dog and a raccoon. So just want to throw that in there. I thought that was kind of interesting. Thought I would let you guys know that. But yeah, so that's that's a couple little stories for you guys. Um, oh yeah, so first off, my notes, I think they're laid out quite a bit better than they were last episode. So hopefully this goes pretty smooth. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be completely honest right now. This episode, I'm actually recording for the second time. I'm re-recording it because the first episode that I did, or not the first episode of the podcast, but the last time I recorded episode 2, yesterday or the day before, whenever I did it, it was good. It was good. Don't get me wrong. But there was just something, I don't know. I just wasn't in love with it. I wasn't feeling it enough. And I don't know why I wasn't. So I was like, I'm just going to re-record it. I'm going to see what we can do. So hopefully my notes, I mean, they're laid out probably the best they can be. So we're going to hope that they drive us home in this episode. The only worry I have is my stories are shorter, like I said. So those might just like disintegrate some of my notes pretty quickly. But wanted to let you guys know that, I think this time around it's going to be 10 times better. It's going to be 10 times better, and I'm going to give you guys just much better content. But another thing I wanted to touch on that I have here is, yesterday or the day before, I don't know. I'm sitting on this couch and I'm watching a movie. I got home from work or something, and I come to watch a movie. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay, it's Beyond the BS. We're gonna get real. And you guys can make fun of me for this all you want, okay? But I'm watching a rom-com. I'm watching a romantic comedy, okay? And I know you're all laughing right now, and you're probably wanting to make fun of me, but guess what? I know for a fact at least half of you right now are watching romantic comedies probably as you're listening to this, okay? And that's not just for the girls, that's for the guys, okay? Because, you can act like you're too tough for a romantic comedy, a rom-com, but you know what? You're not. You're not. End of the line, okay? Just accept it and move on, okay? Because it's okay and you're gonna be okay. And that's just it. But I'm watching it, and also, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it was a Christmas rom-com. It was a Christmas rom-com, so you can make fun of me for that too. But once again, I'm in the Christmas spirit, so you know what? Get over it. But, so I'm watching this movie, and all of a sudden, I see this creature just emerge from the back of my TV. And I'm like, okay. It just, some random thing has just came out the back of my TV. Now I'm laying on the couch. I'm just trying to relax. I'm like, okay. From where I'm sitting, it doesn't look like a spider. Maybe it's, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a beetle. Maybe it's something else. I'm like, okay, maybe we're good. Maybe we're going to be okay. Maybe I can just leave it. But I decided to get up and see what it was. So I get up, I see what it was. Ends up, it is a spider. It is a spider, so now I have to take care of the situation. And I'm going to take a moment right now to apologize to anybody listening that does care about spiders and doesn't want to see them die. And so I'm just going to, apologize to you guys, but respectfully, I'm just not trying to go to sleep with a spider running around my room, okay? And I know there's probably tons of them in here, but if I can't see them, it's not a problem. So I wear my slides around the house, so bam, kick my slide up straight into my hand, okay? It's like some Mission Impossible type stuff, okay? Kick up straight into my hand. Bam, it's out. Smack it on the wall, no problem. It should be game over at this point. It should be game over. Now, where it's going to get a little gross is there's, now I've killed the spider. Remnants are on the wall now. So I'm like, okay, dang, I gotta go clean this up now, okay? So I run out to the kitchen. I'm like, great, grab some paper towels, come back in, clean it up. Now, I walk back through my door, take a quick right to look at the wall and see where the spider is, and it's gone. The spider has disappeared, okay? Now, as I just told you, there were remnants all over the wall, okay? So I don't know how it could have magically gotten up and walked away. Now, some of you are probably saying, oh, maybe it just fell. Maybe it fell. I searched for it, okay? And it was nowhere to be found. So there's two options that we can look at here. One, it somehow pulled itself back together and walked away. That's an option. That's an option. And then there's option two. Option two is that magic exists, and my man just decided to disappear. He just decided to disappear, and poof. I don't know. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I gotta go with, if I'm gonna pick one to keep in the back of my mind, to just like solidify myself, make sure I'm good, I can go back to my movie, my rom-com, I gotta go with option two. And I know you're thinking, well, that doesn't really make much sense, but I'm telling you guys, it's the safe bet. And again, you guys are like, I don't really know how that's the safe bet, because I think it's more realistic to say maybe you didn't crush it as much as you thought, and it was fine, and it just got up and walked away, and it played dead. I think that's a little more reasonable than magic, but let's be honest, okay? If that thing did pull itself together, it said, let's go, I'm not dying today. And it said it wants to go back to wherever it came from. Its colony, its family, its army, wherever it came from. It's not going to be good, because where my mind goes with that is a scenario like this. Pulls himself together. He says, I'm not dying today. I'm going to pull myself together, and I'm going to get back home. He drags himself home. He's coming through the entrance of their little colony. And he says, I need some help. Please, somebody come help me. Spiders are coming together like, oh my gosh, what happened? They got me. The humans got me, man. We need a medic. Somebody get a medic. We need a medic for my man Gil over here. We need help. And so Gil's hurt. I don't know what kind of name Gil is, but that's his name. So Gil's hurt. They need a medic. Now here's where everything flips, though. Here's where everything flips, because now you gotta think. They're done. They decide it's time to make a move. And the spiders that are living throughout the walls, they're all coming together. And they're like, okay, this guy decided to take out Gil. Well, guess what? I think it's time we take him out. I think it's time we bring him to his knees, huh? He wants to crush Gil with a shoe. How about we crush him with a shoe, huh? So now, what I'm thinking, if that is what happened, they're all gonna come together. And maybe in my sleep, maybe I'm just gonna walk in here one day. But there's gonna be an army. There's gonna be an army of spiders ready to take me on. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if I could take them. I don't know if I could take him. This is a lot like the debate. If you had 500 middle schoolers coming at you, could you take them? If you had 5,000 spiders coming at you, could you take them? Probably not. Probably not. Let's be honest. That's just like, come on. It's probably not going to happen. So that's why I can't go there. I just got to accept magic. I just got to accept magic as what's going on. Because if I think that way, then I'm just done. Then I'm just done. And there's no way I'm going to be able to move on with my life. That's just me. But that's kind of where my mind goes. So that's what happened with that. I still can't find the spider. So yeah, it's rough. It's rough, but, we're good. We're good. And I think we're going to survive. But that's kind of where my mind goes with that. And then let's go back to what I just said a second ago. This same thing with the little debate that people talk about. If there was like 500 middle schoolers coming at you, could you take them? Okay. Now, I've seen a few people talking about this on TikTok and stuff lately. Let's just be completely honest. You're not taking them, okay? I worked at a sports camp for middle schoolers, and you're not taking them, okay? It's not going to happen. Some of these middle schoolers these days are massive, okay? They're like NFL football players, 350 pounds, 6'5", ready to take you out, man. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. You're not taking 500 middle schoolers. That's just not happening. Like, okay, anybody says they can do that, that's not going to happen. Like, I heard one dude say, he's like, bro, I'm just going to grab one by their ankles and just start swinging. Okay, that's a good plan. But once again, that ain't going to happen, bro. That ain't going to happen. One, I don't know how you're going to grab them by their ankles. I don't know how you're going to get to that point. But then there's the second thing. You got 500. How are you going to take them all out by swinging one around? That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And if even we shrink the number, let's just say 50 middle schoolers or elementary, whatever it is. Either way, I don't think it matters. Either way, you ain't making it out. You ain't making it out. That's just my opinion on that debate. But you're not making it out, bro. That's not happening. It's just not going to happen. I mean, that's it. That's it. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are. Okay, they will bring you to your knees, and they will take you down. So, that's what I have to say on that. No matter what anybody says, I don't believe them. I don't believe them. They're not making it out. And that's it. And that's it. And we're going to jump onto this now, because I think this actually flows into it a little bit. And it might sound like it's not going to, but I think it will. I think it will. So, we're talking about these people that think they can take on 500 middle schoolers. And where my mind goes with that is people in Florida, because people in Florida are insane. Okay, they're a little bit insane, and you have to believe that. You have to believe that, because there's no way you don't. Everybody knows the whole thing. Oh, Florida man. You look up Florida man, you got 30,000 different options to go with just in the last hour. Okay, now before I get into this, I just want to say, all jokes aside for a second, there obviously was just a hurricane. So prayers out to everybody in Florida. I know they're starting to recover. But all jokes aside, prayers to everybody out there. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you guys are recovering. And just prayers for everybody out there. To hopefully, recover. Everybody's good. And hope everybody's doing good. But that doesn't that doesn't set aside the point that people in Florida are insane. And this ties back to the hurricane a little bit. So before it was really like terrible and there was actually like, stuff was happening. What I saw videos of was, and I'm sure some of you had to see this. There's no way I'm the only one that saw this and I'm like what am I watching? What am I witnessing? So what I saw is Disney World, Orlando Studios. They're kind of tied together. Whatever. Wherever you're at, one of those two places. Um, there's a hurricane. There's a hurricane. So winds are crazy, rain's coming down. It's starting to flood at this point in these videos. So it's probably like up to people's knees, maybe a little lower. And there's still people at Disney World. There's still people at Disney World acting like nothing's going on. And I can guarantee you, these people are from Florida. They're not just visiting to go to Disney World. No, these are hardcore Floridians. If I think that's what you call them, Floridians. And on top of that, they're the Disney adults. They're the Disney adults. Absolutely no question about it. Okay, because these people are like pushing strollers through like a foot of water. And they're just like, oh my gosh, who wants to go to Splash Mountain? Maybe we can grab a churro. Gosh, it's just so fun. No, bro, no. You're getting blown over right now. You're getting blown over. They're trying to traffic people into safe zones. How are you still here? How are you still doing this? Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because I'm watching this and I'm like, okay. So there's a literal hurricane happening. Flooded up to the knees, pouring rain, winds going crazy. The park is still full. The park is still full. People got their ponchos on. Like, oh, yeah, nice day at Disney. No. No. Take the poncho off. Go back to the car and leave, bro. That's it. Like, this just blew my mind. That's what I'm saying. People from Florida are insane. They're insane. I mean, that's why I don't know if I could live in Florida. Like, Florida's awesome. Florida's awesome. Again, like, no disrespect to Florida. Florida's awesome. I've been there a few times. I love it. And it's an option on my list of, like, places I would want to live. But it's also like, dude, could I keep up with that? Like, that craziness. Like, if I'm in Florida, I ain't going to Disney World when there's a hurricane. I'm leaving, okay? And here's my second question with this. So, if you're at Disney World, hurricane's happening, and they haven't put you in the safe zones yet, but there's also no possible way that they haven't, like, made the announcement. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, just to make sure you are aware, there is a hurricane coming towards the park. It's not here yet, so it's not too terrible, but it is getting close to the park and it is getting dangerous, so we will begin to escort you all to safe zones. But after that, jump back on a ride. There's just no way that they didn't, like, make an announcement and they're like, okay, hurricane's coming, let's get everybody to safety. Because then I saw videos of people, like, in these safe zones, right? So here's my second question. If you're at the park and you hear the announcement, oh, we may have to go into safe zones, we may have to figure out what's going on, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just decide, maybe Disney isn't worth it today? Maybe today's just not the day for Disney. Like, maybe come back next week, maybe come back, like, when all this is over. That's just like a suggestion. But that's just me. Like, that's just what I'm thinking. And obviously, I've never been in a hurricane. So I'm just talking from, like, videos I'm seeing. But, like, if you're seeing somebody pushing a stroller and eating a churro in their poncho, trying to go through a foot and a half of water, something ain't right. And they're risking a little too much for me. That's just me. But I just wanted to touch on that because that just popped into my head, and I'm like, I gotta talk about this because I gotta hear your guys' opinions. Because there's no way you guys are watching and you're like, yeah, I'm going to Disney World in a hurricane. You make the rides a little more fun. No. Just stop. Because I know you guys are lying. I know you're lying. There's no way you're talking about that. Okay. There's just no way. But, yeah. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit because I was like, it just. So I live in Colorado where there's like no water. You're not gonna get a hurricane. You're not even gonna get a tornado, really. Like you're not getting really anything. We get snow. We get snow, and that's about it. So I'm not used to like hurricanes and stuff. But still, I'm like, there's no way this is just the consensus. Like Disney adults at Disney when there's a hurricane. Right? That's just me, though. That's just me. Whatever. Let's jump into some current events here. So I've got two current events that I think are both pretty good. So I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, though. Current events on this podcast are not gonna be your typical current events like, oh my gosh, blah blah blah, this happened, blah blah blah, like the government's doing this. Oh, there's this happening in this country. Like it's all important stuff, obviously. But what I think is a little more important is what's going on in Oregon. So, this happened a few days ago. Oregon power outage that affected nearly 2,000 people blamed on Squirrel. Now, let's hit a few points of this. 2,000 people affected by a power outage. Decent sized power outage. And it's being blamed on a squirrel. Now that's not what got me here. That's not too, out of the ordinary. Like, okay, it's a squirrel running on power lines, maybe he's chewing through it. I don't know, it's a squirrel. It's a squirrel. But what really got me is you go down a little further, and the article was not long. Like, it was like a few sentences at most, so it wasn't long. But what got me was they wanted to make it very clear. Like, it was like the main point of the article, beyond like letting you know that there was a power outage, was that the squirrel's actions or what it was trying to do is unclear. Now, when I hear that, it piques my interest a little bit. It piques my interest a little bit because obviously we're talking about a squirrel. We're talking about an animal like that doesn't know what's going on. Like it's not sitting up on a power line and he's like, dang, bro. You know what? Susie hasn't been putting that bird feeder out lately, dog. Like, I don't know. Maybe her and her family don't deserve power this week. And then just takes it out. Like, there's just no way. But what the article made it sound like was they're like, okay, we got to figure out what the squirrel's intentions were. Like, what is it trying to do? Like, are we under attack? Is something else about to happen? Is this a squirrel terrorist attack? Or like what? I don't know. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense because now the article, like, it was from, they either had statements from like a power company or the police department in wherever the town was or whatever. But either way, it still just doesn't make sense because what I'm imagining here is you got people at like a little press conference. It's like the police department's making an announcement and they're like, excuse me, everybody. I just wanted to come out today and let everybody know. Obviously, we are trying to deal with the power outage. We are trying to make sure that everybody's okay and we can get you your power back as soon as possible. We're trying to make sure. But what we also wanted to make you aware of is we do think we know what happened. We do think we know what caused the power outage. And, we believe it was Jeff. I'm so. Quick question for you. I'm sorry. Who's Jeff? Who's Jeff? Sorry. Well, Jeff is a squirrel. Jeff is a squirrel, and we currently don't have him in our custody, but we're trying. There's a manhunt out for Jeff at the moment. And we're trying to bring him into our custody to figure out what exactly his intentions were with this power outage. But yeah, that's where we're at currently. I'm sorry, just one more time. I don't know if I heard you right. Just one more time. Jeff's a squirrel? Yeah, yes, ma'am. Jeff is a squirrel. And I know when you hear that, it might sound a little irrational. It might sound a little crazy that I'm trying to put the blame on a squirrel. And that we have a manhunt out for a squirrel. But I'm going to be honest with you. You don't know what's happening these days. And we just want to make sure that everybody's safe. And everybody's going to be okay. I mean, right? Like, what? What are we talking about here? Like, there's just no way. And then you know for a fact, Jeff is sitting over on a power line right now, and he's like, dang, bro. You guys are stupid, bro. I'm about to take your power out again. I'm about to chew through this power line right now. Watch me. You don't think I'll do it? You don't think I'll do it? Watch this right now. Watch this right now, bro. I'll do it again. I'll do it again, and then I'll be gone. Like Batman. Like Batman. You'll never see me coming. But then your entire town's gonna be darkness. And then what are you gonna do? Like, that's just what I think. That's just what I'm thinking, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of like the Disney World thing. Like, obviously, power outage is a problem. But you guys really, it seems like you're focusing more on the intentions of the squirrel. And I don't, maybe that's not as important. Like, maybe that's not as important as, like, hey, let's try and figure out how can we get the power back on? How can we get everybody back, like, going? I don't know. I don't know. That's just where I went with that. I thought that was a pretty funny article when I came across that, and I was like, I gotta throw this on here. I gotta throw this on here because it's just like, come on, come on, man. The squirrel's intentions. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it did. Maybe it did have intentions. Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe we're all wrong, and maybe we're about to be taken over by the squirrels. Because maybe Jeff did. Maybe Jeff was like, you know what? I am done. I am done with these people. It's step 1 of the plan. Take the power out. Step 2, invade the homes. Step 3, humans outside, squirrels inside. Who knows? That could be that could be what happened, but I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna say maybe the squirrel was just like running, maybe hit the wrong power line, just poof, caused a little explosion, or maybe chewed through a power line or something. I don't know. That's just where my mind goes. And, maybe you may be thinking that doesn't really make a lot of sense because you believe in magic with the spider situation, but you think the squirrel did this. I'm open to both scenarios here because maybe the squirrel did. You don't know. Nobody knows what's going on. Maybe the squirrel did, but I don't know. It was just interesting because like they made the article sound like they didn't really care about the power outage. They just cared about the squirrel's intentions. And yeah, let me grab some water real quick. Getting a little parched. Yeah, that's some good stuff. So yeah, that was one of the news articles I have. I've got one more I've got to go into for you guys, and this one's a good one too. This one's a pretty good one. But other than that, I've ran through my stories pretty fast. I don't know where we're at on time, mainly because I just want to make sure we're going long enough, and my notes we're doing good. Because right now I'm feeling good. But I think this may be the part in the episode where we gotta take a quick little cut. Be right back, and I gotta make sure that the video's still recording and that everything's good. So we're gonna take a quick little cut, and we're gonna be back. 1 second. Bah, bah. Hey, let me grab a little sip real quick again. Okay. We're back from that little break. We're back at it. Let's get it. We're doing good. But yeah, I think we're just gonna dive straight into this other current event I got. And again, this one's a good one. It's a good one. So, first off, actually, we're gonna take a little tangent real quick onto something kind of related with this because it just popped into my head, and I gotta tell you guys about it before I forget. Because it kind of relates to the news article. So this isn't where I found these two articles. I don't really remember where I did, but I found another news source on TikTok, and you guys are gonna love this one. You're gonna love it. It goes by the name of, wait for it, Bikini Bottom News. Boom. Bang. Bop. What else do you want? Bikini Bottom News. Now, if you're cultured and you know what's going on, everybody knows what it is. It's SpongeBob. Now, it is, if you guys have watched SpongeBob, you've seen it in your life when you're a kid or whatever. They have their little news channel in SpongeBob where it's the fish in a suit reporting on their news. And so there's an account on TikTok that goes by Bikini Bottom News. And they report on real news situations, but it's the fish saying it. Now, I might start grabbing some articles from that because they do some crazy articles. Now, yeah, they do some real news. They do some real news, which I'm not going to lie, I was a little thrown off. I was a little thrown off by that because, you hear Bikini Bottom News. And where I heard about this was another podcast I watched, The Freddy Show, if any of you know what that is. That's a pretty good podcast if you want to go check that out, too. But that's where I heard that, and I was like, dang, I gotta see what this is all about, because they said they got their news sources for their podcast on there. I was like, okay, let me go see what this is all about. I was expecting just like jokes, funny news story stuff that's happened. No. Like, yeah, sure, there's jokes and stuff, but there's also real full news articles. And it's just the fish saying it. It's like, I don't know. Gosh, I was gonna say something, but I don't want to say that. It's like, Kim Jong-un fires another missile today, and it's the fish saying it, and it's like it's a little thrown off because you're like, okay, there's a joking side to this, but it's also a serious side. So I don't know. You guys need to go check it out. See what it's all about. But I may grab some stories from there for some future podcasts. Yeah, but let's jump into the story I got. So, former New York City cab driver visits bar in Ireland to collect 2 pints of Guinnesses he was owed from an IOU given to him by a passenger 9 years earlier. Now, let's just let that sit in for a second. New York cab driver. Serious guy, you already know. He's not playing games. So what gets me a little bit at the beginning of this is this guy from Ireland he got a cab ride that, from what it sounds like, he didn't pay for. And he just gave the guy an IOU. Now, the article did state the cab driver, he was very standoffish. He's like, because the Ireland dude, he's like, yeah, I guess this is how it went. I don't know. He's like, and I'm not even gonna try an Irish accent. Maybe New York, but we're not gonna do Irish. Okay, that's not gonna happen. But so this guy is just like in the back of this cab. He gets to his destination, and this guy's like, okay, buddy, that's all I got for you. So that's gonna be about $55. Don't judge my New York accent, first of all. I know that was probably terrible, but that's okay. That's no disrespect to anybody in New York. It's just me. That's just me trying. But he's like, okay, that's about it. Like, that's the ride, buddy. Like, that's going to be about $55. And he's like, oh, I actually don't have any cash. You don't got any cash? Like, what do you mean you don't have any cash? What do you mean? Like you owe me cash for this drive. Do you know what happens when you don't pay for a cab in New York? He's like, I'm so, like, listen. Okay, you know what? I'm from Ireland. I own a bar there, okay? If you can somehow make your way out to Ireland, I got 2 free pints for you. 2 free pints guaranteed. If this is me in this situation, if I'm the cab driver, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? This doesn't make any sense. I'm not like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll make my way out to Ireland one day. I'm like, no, give me my money. Give me the money, okay? But he's just like, I don't even know. I guess he's just like, well, I don't know about that, man. Like, I don't know if I can come out to Ireland. Like, how am I supposed to get out there, bro? Like, well, if you can just make it out there one day, I'm gonna have 2 free pints for you. What? I don't know about that. Like, this just right off the bat sounds like a scam. Like, my man's just trying to get a free cab ride. That's all this sounds like. And they didn't really say what happened, but what I imagine is there's just no way the New York cab driver was happy about it. Like, there's no way he's just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, Ireland, yeah, I'll come to Ireland, bro, sure, I'll see you out there. Like, what? No, there's no way he wasn't mad about it. Like, he's definitely got to be pissed off and angry about it. So the only way I can see this going is this guy from Ireland. He's just like, 2 free pints, trying to talk him into it. The dude's not going for it. And so the dude from Ireland just gets out and runs. Like, they're at the airport or whatever, and he just gets out and runs. Like, I don't know. Like, that's the only way I can see this going. Because once again, there's no way the cab driver was happy about it. Moving on from that, though, 9 years later, which I don't know what, like, I guess, let's just say he decided to retire from cab driving. He decided to retire from cab driving. And he's with his buddies. He's like, hey, boys, you trying to go to Ireland for a little bit? Like, Ireland? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, man? You trying to go to Ireland? It's like, yeah, Ireland. I got 2 free pints out there. What are you talking about? You're gonna go to Ireland just for 2 pints? He's like, nah. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. 9 years ago, 9 years ago, I had an island dude in the back of my cab. Okay, had an island boy in the back of my cab. He couldn't pay for the ride, so he said he'd give me 2 free pints if I made my way out to Ireland. Now, if you're this guy's friend, you gotta be like, I don't listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you got scammed. I think you got scammed. That's just where I'm seeing. But I think you got scammed like that, man. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But maybe you might have got scammed. He's like, what are you talking about scam? No, like I already bought my ticket. Like I'm going out there to see him and get the pints. Now, what got interesting though is in the article they didn't really state like, oh, okay, um, he called him and he's like, yeah, hey, I'm gonna come get my 2 pints that you owe me, whatever. No, they just said he went to Ireland. He just dropped life in New York, went to Ireland, somehow found the bar. I guess he may have like kept the address from 9 years ago or something. Somehow found the bar, and here's where it gets 10 times better. Here's where it gets 10 times better. Apparently, he pulled up and the dude that owns the bar, he's got balloons. He's got a giant banner for this guy. He's like welcoming him with open arms. He's got like a party going on for him. And once again, the article didn't state they didn't say anything about him like contacting him. So once again, there's 2 avenues we can go here. Okay, on one hand, we got, yeah, he just somehow sought his contact information after 9 years, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come get my 2 pints. That's cool. Yeah. They exchange information, and he goes, figures it out, whatever. But there's another way I want to go with this, and it's kind of what like I want to believe. It's what I want to believe. This man, like I said, just dropped his life in New York, and he's like, okay, I'm heading to Ireland. He gets to Ireland, finds the bar somehow, pulls up and there's banners and balloons for him. And the guy that owns the bar didn't know he was coming, but for 9 years straight, 9 years straight, he had this banner, he had everything ready for this day right here. For this day right here. That's what I gotta go with. Because that's amazing. That's amazing. And first of all, you gotta respect both these guys in this situation. One, the cab driver, for not, I guess, killing the dude on the spot for not having money to pay for the cab. Let's just go there first. Respect for that. But second part of respect for him is keeping his grit and his just will to not quit, bro. 9 years later, and my guy is still on this. He's like, I got 2 pints in Ireland. I'm going to get him. No problem. Not a second thought in his head. He's like, 2 pints in Ireland. I'm gone. I'll see you later. And then you gotta have respect for the guy from Ireland because he welcomed him with a banner and balloons and everything. It wasn't like, oh, I think I remember you. You were my cab driver like a few years back. No, my man is like, bro, welcome. I've been waiting 9 years for this moment. I don't know. That was a pretty interesting little current event I wanted to share with you guys, though. I thought that was another good one. I don't know. But that's all I really had in my notes. I don't know. That's all I had in my notes. I want to go a little bit longer. And yeah, I don't know. What are we gonna jump into for here? I don't know what I'm saying. For here, for a couple more minutes, what are we gonna go into? A lot of options, a lot of things in the world. I don't know. I did see a thing. Let me grab some more water here. I can feel a headache coming on. I can. But I'm just producing a podcast. So absolutely no worries about that. I heard in one of the podcasts I was watching, they were talking about if eels, like electric eels, if they have feet. Now, when I heard this, I'm like, no. What are you talking about? Do eels have feet? No. What? I don't know this is random. I'm just going off on another thing here. I'm sorry about that. But let's be honest, eels don't have feet. And I thought that was obvious, but they were trying to argue it. They also were trying to argue if you worked out one arm, just one arm, it would like transfer to your other arm. No. That's why people work out both arms. That just doesn't make a lot of sense. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know. But yeah, let's I don't know. It's getting close to the end here because that's about all I had for my notes. They did good. The notes did better. You guys have to admit the notes did better today. They pushed us through pretty good, and I feel like the episode went pretty smooth. That's what I wanted. I want the episodes to go pretty smooth without like the little dead points, which we just had one small one. But if we cut it down to one, I think that's pretty good because I think we had like 3 or 4 in the last episode. But I think they did pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, we're coming up on the end here. Once again, I just want to thank everybody that's listening for tuning in, for listening to the podcast, and just having a good time with me. Because I'm loving it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Um, and yeah, I hope you're getting something out of it. I hope you're having a good time. That's all I want, is to make people laugh. Put a smile on their face. So hopefully that's what's happening. But once again, I just want to say thank you to everybody for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. Thank you for tuning in. Means a lot. Once again, we are currently on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. We're trying to get on some more platforms right now. It takes a little longer to get on some other platforms, but super excited to be on those platforms. And all the links to that I'll put in this video. I realized I didn't put them in the first video, but if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put them on here. If you're not watching on YouTube and you're listening, then you're already on one of those platforms. But if you want to go into the other ones, the links are in my Instagram for both the podcast and my personal Instagram. So go check that out. But once again, I know I'm repeating myself, but thank you guys so much for watching, listening, tuning in with us. Hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your week, rest of your day. And yeah, also we're not gonna end the episode the with my old YouTube thing because it was terrible. I still don't know how we're gonna end it though. I don't know how we're gonna end it. So please let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram or something. Let me know how you think I should end it. Give me a tip. Give me something. But yeah. Other than that, I think that's gonna do it for episode 2, baby. I'll see you guys next week for episode 3. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Peace.